you go close door, then start to dey pursue thief. And another talk come out again. Say you not go shop all your money where they call capital and expect say your shop go open. That might be some of the talk where we hear during the vice presidential debate. In short, before we go start to the shook our mouth put, make a welcome on our back again. Welcome again. Today will be on Monday, the 17th day of December, inside the year 2018. We don't that gidigba again on top of your Sherman Ogbonge TV station, Wazobia Max TV. The only station we know they pay money because we dey reason your case where we bring that to you free of charge. Now they call FOC. Just turn your antenna small on top UHF channel 57. You get us live and direct. It happens say one time reach 7:30. We they bring all the Ogbonge to the way they come out smoke inside politics and all the ones that way they share for inside current affairs. We go give you the license because we dey practice democracy here. You go talk, shook your mouth put, talk the way you self, you see the matter, so that our organ they way they on top. Those people where they occupy positions, go know say the voice of the masses, not the voice of God. Me, myself, collectively, and I not going to forget who I be. My name now Ochuko Omiragwa, the holy man. Where say may be like that for national peace to reign based on tradition or waka. They say bring my cap, nice small picket touch big my head. We be big man for you. This nasty as it heart.
Why you commodity justice for inside?
I leave justice for today. Make only peace reign.
No, this is last week you come out and notice. They talk national peace, equity, and justice. So you know like justice, last. My dear brothers and brothers, I salute you very willingly. Una well done. How una day? Yes, so we don't show again and we don't turn that gidiba on top. As it is hot. My name Naboma Amadi. If you point me finger like that again. Anyways, my dear brothers and brothers, as we show like this, we they carry all the levels they come. They drop on 1 to 2. They make sure say they bring everything to you and we go spread them on top of table. And we still give you the opportunity to chook your mouth, put talk them as it take pinch you. That one means that we go drop our phone number on top of the screen. Now for you to quick grab them, collect them, take call us sharply. And my dear brothers and brothers, you go talk them, make you for no get chest ball. But before we go tell you the big fish ready for inside pot today, we know I see the big. We go tell you the cho tori ready for streets.
Number one cho tori ready on top of my table now say fire. Fire don't burn. It don't destroy properties. Many things when it be say he worth millions of naira, millions of akpalakpala for inside Rumolumini community.
Meanwhile, 9 more political parties, they don't join coalition of united political parties, join hand, join head, join leg, join body and join everything joinable to work against President Muhammadu Buhari for inside 2019.
National Assembly workers, they don't carry leg, they shout, we not go green, oh, we not go green. We not go green, oh, we not go green. They don't somehow warning strike. In short, not be just say they somehow the warning strike alone. They para reach where they call block the complex when they say he the lead enter the National Assembly.
Meanwhile, the last church ready for table this evening be say the price of some food items, they're not shake, they still there as then day for inside Port Harcourt. As if we say with a torchlight 1 week to Christmas celebration. That one good.
Make it not be so as we talk and now the next thing they'll call verse this week now. Make a race go up or make them not try more. Because they say if trust day, water for not feed cook fish. The matter what we drop on top of ground today, now vice presidential debate. Vice presidential debate. The things will be truth and things will not be truth. The fact and non-fact. That might be where to want to shook our eye put today. Talk on top of vice presidential debate. We shall on Friday. Now go anywhere because today he must come out smoke. So we go show back. Nah. Boma, may we go small break because you get waiting I want to tell you behind screen. We dey show back. Welcome back again on top as Ide Hearts. They say who they purge, not they select toilet. We tanda gidigba for here because we be the chairman of Bonga TV station Wazobia Max TV. We don't tell you now before we jump into that small cheekily break. Say today we want to touchlight the vice presidential debate. We want to look things will be truth and things will not be truth. Now they call the fact and the things will not be fact. That I want to shook our eye put today. But before we go start to the talk, make us just give you a small tip what they call preamble. 5 candidates on Friday night battle with their mouth for inside the vice presidential debate when organized by the general election, which shall for Transcorp Hilton for inside Abuja. The candidates were selected by the presidential election debate group and a group of broadcast stations which join body with the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, what they call BON, BON. This will include the vice presidential candidate of Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, what they call ACPN, Ganiyu Galadima. And that one, the presidential candidate, name be Obi Ezekwesili. And the Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN, that one, Khadija Abdullahi Iya. The presidential person to that one, Fela Duro Toye. And the All Progressive Congress, the vice president, we already know him, Yemi Oshibanjo, and the president, maybe Muhammadu Buhari. And the People Democratic Party, PDP, that one, the vice president, na Peter Obi, and the presidential candidate, na Atiku Abubakar, beg your pardon. And the Young Progressive Party, whether they call YPP, that one, na Umar Getso. And the presidential person to that very vice president, now Professor Kingsley Mogalo.
Meanwhile. Although say all the 5 candidates they come and can't talk well on top of their points for inside the debate. The candidates of the 2 major parties will be APC and PDP. Now they will gather the most attention on Friday night. No be small thing, my country good people. Some of the candidates then also post all the claims and what they make during the debate on top of their verified Twitter handle after the debate don't end finish. All the things where they claim, all the things where they talk for inside the debate, then carry them, go push and put for their Twitter. Mr. Oshibanjo for inside the APC, in participate for inside the debate as the running mate for President Muhammadu Buhari, while Mr. Obi, a former governor for inside Anambra State, and vice presidential candidate for Atiku Abubakar, now constant for inside the PDP.
And now with the drum, when we show like this, we always bring our guests. But before we go touchlight who Tandagidibba for the studio here with us, we go shook our eye. May we see waiting each and every one of them, who them be, because we call the name just now. It good may use your own eye, take touchlight all the candidates that we represent for the vice presidential debate one by follow. So we go just shook our eye. May we hear their own introduction.
Of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, ACPN, Ganiyu Galadima. The candidates of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Yemi Oshibanjo. The candidate of the Alliance for New Nigeria, ANN, Khadija Abdullahi Iya. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Peter Obi. And the candidate of the Young Progressives Party, YPP, Umar Getso. Now that we have the full complement of all the candidates, all right, please. I've just a while ago been handed the questions. You can see the candidates sealed. None of you have seen them. None of your party members have seen any of these questions. So we shall proceed to open the envelope. And we shall begin the debate. First, we need each of the candidates to have an opening statement of 3 minutes each. And we begin with the candidate of the Allied Congress Party of Nigeria, ACPN. The 3 minutes begins now.
Fellow candidates, the moderator, distinguished audience, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to give glory to God for giving us the opportunity to be here today. And my sincere gratitude also goes to the NEDG for giving us the opportunity to speak to Nigerians. This is not the first opportunity of my party to face Nigerians in a presidential contest. In 2015, we participated equally in NDG debate for presidential candidates, even though then I was a presidential candidate. But between 2015 and now, I think we have recorded little or no improvement in governance, and the life of people is becoming the worse for it, making Nigeria to be tagged the capital of poverty in the world, which is very disheartening. So I want to say that we cannot continue to do the same thing the same way and be expecting different results. There's need for Nigerians to look at the candidates and their manifestos before they can cast their vote. Nigerians are the worst for it, and the GDP of the country is becoming lower and lower, becoming lower and lower. The base of this is that unemployment is becoming higher and higher, and this is because of the wrong policy of the government. In 2015, what we were told by the APC was that the subsidy was a fraud. As it is today, the Nigerian government is subsidizing petroleum product, PMS, to the tune of 2 billion naira daily. 2 billion naira daily. If you calculate 2 billion naira, approximately 2 billion naira daily times 30 days, it's too staggering. That is to say that we are subsidizing inefficiency. We are subsidizing the rich. And funds that are hitherto are supposed to go into development, into infrastructure, and to build other sectors of the economy are being frittered away. Is the reason why in 2019.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we don't hear the word where be say Ganiyu Galadima when he be say he dey represent for ACPN. Now we go shook our mouth put on top of this matter. But before we go start to shook our mouth put one by follow, I go introduce the guests where they the studio here with me. Now a man of timber and cannibal. Heavy man for inside our society. Now no other person than Mr. Ibibote Tamuno Owunari IB. We be governorship candidate, National Democratic Liberty Party, NDLP, for inside River State here. You are welcome, sir. On top as Ide Hot. Thank you.
Welcome very much.
Thank you.
Okay. We go just go straight to the point without wasting too much time. Make we just pick them up from where Ganiyu Galadima drop them. First of all, make we just get a brief response from you about some of the claims and way he make right there for the debate on Friday.
Yes, Mr. Ganiyu Galadima, a vice presidential candidate for
ACPN.
ACPN.
Yes.
Is not very far from the truth. He said precisely what is happening, but unfortunately, he never had enough time to enunciate what he really has. But he's spelled out a few things, and that is in the area of the downturn of the economy and the economic activities in the country that has led to massive unemployment and deceit of government instruments. They had said they were not going to subsidize fuel price or what have you, fuel cost, am I correct? Refined products. But you heard what he said, the colossal amount they are using to subsidize.
Sir, you know, say your English they big well, and this now was Zubia Max, and we not really know how we go put up that. You feel just they make and they easy small so that our mama them with their house, our papa them with their house, and those with the market at least they go they understand small, they follow you.
Yes.
Just try small to just make the English easy small.
The man said the monies put in subsidizing, or how do we put it there?
Yeah, the subsidy.
Subsidizing refined products in the country is so high that it is affecting other sectors of the economy. And that is now, as a result, we're having unemployment, huge unemployment.
Okay.
Also, that other sectors of the economy are also suffering sponsorship because you have put in so much that you would have used in other areas that would have created employment and industrialized us further.
Okay.
So what the question one should ask is, why at this age are we still importing petroleum products?
Okay. Now, when we want to talk about petroleum products, maybe one of the things where Ganiyu Galadima still talk more about for inside the debate on Friday, he give one claim again. He say none of Nigeria 4 refineries they work, according to Ram. But the verdict to that claim say it is false. According to the verdict, they say the NNPC for inside the latest report for November talks say 3 refineries for inside Warri, Port Harcourt and Kaduna collectively they incur an operational deficit of 10.79 billion naira. And he said that one can make them the largest loss-making subsidiaries of the corporation. The report explained more as they go. Say the refineries, their production for inside August amounted to 21.51 million liters of petroleum products, as against the 38.64 million liters we then produced for inside July 2018 for inside this year. So this one will show clearly, say, although the refineries know they really they operate, they know they function as they're supposed to function, then they put them factually, say, if they incorrect, you know they correct to talk, say, none of them, they work. Now, with this, your reaction, very quickly.
What would you consider as working industry or organization if you're producing below normal level?
Yeah.
It's as good as not producing.
Okay.
You claim you are producing petroleum product. Meanwhile, you are importing far more than you are producing. With 3 powerful refineries Kaduna, the biggest of it all, has never produced anything halfway since it was established. Because I remember as a student, it was put in my international finance class as a white elephant project.
When you say white elephant, what do you mean?
Well, it's a project that will never sustain itself, will never achieve the desired objective for which it was established.
I guess because nothing like white elephant last. Elephant not the white. You won't just bring it to the normal understanding of the normal man for street. Elephant not the white.
No, but let's look at it this way. I am still going back to the man, Galadima. You see, I am really afraid. I don't like indicting a particular government. And we know that this particular government that talks about change has derelicted its objective, the real change they preached before coming in. And now we're talking a different thing altogether. I think there is even this gully within them. There's a divide. Because I'm sure some people are seeing it as insincerity, display of insincerity. People are not saying the truth.
Okay.
We are always getting lies every corner. And that is not supposed to be. If you cannot produce, look, we are not able to produce because of this reason or that reason. But we're getting there because all hands are on deck, getting things done.
Okay.
As simple as that. But don't tell us what does not exist. And if in the process somebody identifies what you're doing and says, raises alarm, you come out with full force, condemning, slamming, and what have you. It's not right. By that, we will not go anywhere. This country will not go anywhere. I honestly believed that President Buhari would have turned, particularly this refining business of Nigeria, round. Because he was our first OPEC minister in this country. I was a young boy when he was OPEC minister. So he should have known much about our refineries. And there is no point us getting into this mess. You understand? Because I thought he was really not going to subsidize fuel. But ask me again, why are they subsidizing? And why are these costs?
Now, we go still shift our eye go front small, look the one of Peter Obi. May we first of all, may we look one of his claim. He said the federal government spends only 5 naira on the health of each Nigerian citizen per day. Then waiting, we go shook our eye on top of the PDP vice presidential person, Peter Obi. We go look his claim and we go look whether na really true. We'll touchlight and even show him. But before we go start to the talk, may we go small market, go take small Odara juice, take clear our truth. When we come back, we go continue. My people, we could not go anywhere because we dey show back on top as it dey hot. Welcome back again on top as it dey hot. We like to talk this one, say bring my cap, bring my cap. Nice small picking to touch big man head. Now we be the big man with the no small picking go touch our head. And we sit under on top of as it dey hot. I still dey the studio here. Boma Amadi still dey the studio. And our ogbonge guest is still down for the studio here. Mr. Ibibote Tamuno Owunari IB still dey here with us. And before we jump into that small chicken break, we drop the one way PDP, their vice presidential candidate talk, where the Peter Obi, he claims that the federal government spend only 5 naira on the health of each Nigerian citizens per day. And another claim when he still make me say, Nigeria get the highest number out of school children for inside the world. Anyway, may not be like saying that for my mouth to hear him, we go jump, enter when him using yam shopping mouth they talk am so that we go understand wetin we want chook our mouth put. So my people, may we just sunshine and make for not lost.
At the turn of the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Peter Obi.
Mr. Vice President, fellow candidates, we now live in a country where we have the highest number of poor people in any nation, 87 million, and growing 6% every minute. Our country today has the highest number of out-of-school children in the world. Our HDI has dropped from 152 to 157. Our global competitive index has dropped from 124 to 127. In terrorism, we have moved from 7 to number 3, just behind Iran and Afghanistan. Our inequality have worsened. Our misery index have worsened. Our stress index, we are now 148 of 149. If you look at all this, it's hinged on 2 things from studies, and that is on education and unemployment. Our unemployment has moved from 24, as you know, to 40 today. The more you can invest in education, the better your economy. But shows we're not investing in education. In issue of unemployment, which is worsened, we have millions of our children out of school. And you can see from a study that there's a straight link between SMEs and growing your economy. And we're not supporting on SMEs very well. If you look at what China has been able to do with SMEs, SME in China is contributing 60% of their GDP. And 60% of China's GDP is 7.2 trillion, which is 18% of Nigerian GDP. They are contributing 60% of the employment. On urban employment, they are contributing 80%. 80% of urban unemployment in China is 480. 80% of that is 380, which is twice Nigerian economy. China today, using the same SME, is guaranteeing 10 million jobs annually. This year alone, half of this year, China has produced 7.2 million jobs, which is over 40% of their target. Within the same period, Nigeria lost 44 million jobs. So we need to rejig this and have a better focus on how we can create jobs. As long as we don't create jobs and have the number of unemployed youths in their productive age that we have today, we're going to have crisis. That's why we have issue of insecurity, issue of instability. All sorts of things we're witnessing today is because we have not been able to create jobs that other countries are creating with effortless ease. And I know that Atiku Abubakar Obi presidency can produce jobs, which is the most critical.
Thank you very much.
Today.
Thank you.
Thank you, all my people. Now, don't hear from the mouth of the vice presidential candidate of PDP, Peter Obi. I go turn my face again, face our ogbonge guest within the house here with us to just ask, sir, what will be your take on that very talk where Peter Obi dropped for ground?
There's actually nothing to remove from what he said. It is very authentic. He's given data, facts. It's all over the world. We know what China is doing and what it's been. China as a country at a point was among the poorest group, and they shut their doors to the world for about 40 years, and they came up with wonders. And we're all seeing it, what the SMEs are doing, are contributing in China and Chinese economy. What is wrong here? We always shout in loud issues that are not genuine. SMEs are here also. But how well are the SMEs here working? Who is encouraging them? Who is sponsoring them? Who is promoting the SMEs? We are rather talking about some areas where we are not even proficient, we don't even know much about. The time we were to address rail transport in this country is long gone. I give credit to, I think it was Jonathan.
Good luck, Jonathan.
That started this rail thing. And that is what we need. Most times, I don't see any reason why we cannot crisscross this country with effective dual gauge rail network to all the 36 states and Abuja Federal Capital. That will ease a lot of transportation problems, both public passenger transport and goods transport. You see, we can also build fast and speed trains to do this. Let's move from single gauge. I don't know who is leading us. What is wrong? We cannot follow India. The fundamentals of transportation, public transportation in India, is not ours. It's not like ours. We're a much smaller country compared to India and China, and yet we cannot manage. It is unfortunate that if that alone, the jobs that alone will produce, will be alarming if we embark on public passenger transportation business. So we're crisscrossing this. Concentrate on it, because by the time we get it right, there will be economic boom in this country, because transportation is a means of production. Then industrialization is going to be a lot easier. Look at the power sector. Why can't we get our power sector right? Listen to Mr. Vice President, presidential candidate for PDP.
Yeah.
Look, on a very serious note, I want to see how you're going to stop youth restiveness in this country without corresponding provision of job, creation of jobs.
If we want to look this claim where be say, they claim now.
Yes.
Peter Obi talks say the federal government they spend only 5 naira on health of each Nigerian citizens per day, judging from the budget that they allocate to the health sector. They won't break them down. It will result to 5 naira on health of each Nigerian citizen per day. What will be your reaction?
Isn't it obvious? If anybody is sick and you rush that patient or sick patient to our established, so to say, established teaching hospitals or state hospitals, the person is already 95% into the grave. Listen, it's funny. There are no doctors, no nurses. Have you not seen where you go to the hospital? I visit the hospitals to see, at times, just to attend to a patient will take a whole time. I'm sure they are waiting for the patient to die before they start attending to the patient. No drugs, nothing. If he says it's 5 naira, I even want to say it's 3 naira, but his might be more factual than mine. I believe that there is no provision at all for the health sector.
Heavy Ogbonge word again. Say Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children in the world.
True.
Would you go react to that claim?
True. Are you not seeing them here? All around you. I understand today, today or yesterday, they beheaded 2 people. Is it somewhere around here? Now, you tell me, what would precipitate to that? What would cause that? Children have no job. Look, I've told you, age 17, I started working after O levels. And if I didn't have that job, I tell you, my life wouldn't have been the same. Wouldn't have been what I am today. O levels. Today, you have people with Master of Science degree, Master of Arts degree, some doing PhD, unemployed. What kind of country is that? And then you need to go and assess the type of jobs graduates are looking for. And then you send them, you tell them, I hear government say every time, go and create jobs. Very, very interesting. You create it with the hair on your head. You see, it's not right. There's something we can do. These people fritter away our monies. Look at the National Assembly. Look at various state governments, their budgets, and all of it, and what is being done in the land, in their countries. Let us be frank and factual. These people are not ready to govern. They are not ready to govern. They have come to occupy positions and terrorize the very people they are supposed to be governing.
Make we just look our eye for one more claim again. He said within the same period where we say China they produced 7 million jobs, Nigeria they lost 4 million jobs.
Is it a lie? You are privileged to be here. Pray that nobody sacks you, because if they sack you, you are in trouble. And I pray that you continue, because the way we are going on, hey, only God is going to help this country. And the more we run, look, you see, let's be frank. I don't want to indict anybody. Everybody is performing to the best of his ability. But we can do a lot better. We can do a lot better. I want to see an industry or industries in each of the local government areas of River State, for instance. We know that each local government produces raw materials and crops and things that they have comparative advantage in, and that we can use that to establish industries, cottage industries, and they will explode. It will employ and engage our youths particularly. Now, your youths are unemployed massively. Their parents, the grandparents, who are retired from service, are also unattended to. So who will take care of them? They are doing all these things so that they will use these boys as political thugs and rioters who will go and attack. Just give them. I am into it now. And I know that by the grace of God, I'll be the next governor of River State, 2019. Nothing can stop me. I mean it. In this state, River State, because the evil going on must stop. You starve the people. You punish them. Their parents who have retired from work. The ones existing, you don't pay them as at when due. Then the children have little or nothing to live well. So they must look for something to do, isn't it? You now lure them with some cash. I tell you, just say, friends, come and post posters for me. You need to hear the amount of money they are asking from you. I say, when in our days when we were young, we used to carry posters with joy to go and post without kobo. Shishi. Joy that somebody is coming out for political position. Today, they charge you, you begin to look at them. Because we have monetized everything. And monetized their lives also. So how do you want to stop violence? Very difficult.
Mama, now why? You know, say when elder they talk, like say you got to see the reality. I bet me we carry leg enter the other one.
Well, Uma Gesto are one of the persons that were for inside the debate. But before we go to Uma Gesto, we'll go to one where we say almost everybody want to talk about right now. Yemi Osinbajo will be the running mate for President Muhammadu Buhari under the umbrella of APC, or under the broom, rather, of APC. One of the claims we make right there for inside the debates now, Nigeria, they produce 90% of rice what they consume. But before we even go into talk about what Yemi Osinbajo talk, make we turn our face, look, waiting Osinbajo talk for inside the debate with Yam chopping mouth.
The candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, your opening statement.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow candidates. I'll just go straight to where we're at as a government, beginning with our journey in infrastructure. Today, we have begun perhaps one of the largest infrastructure projects in the history of our country. We're building railways between Lagos and Kano. That medium gauge railway, we'll expect that the first phase of it, that's the Lagos-Ibadan part of it, will be ready in January. At the same time, we've done the Alaja-Warri. All we're left with is supplying feedstock to it. Kano-Maradi rail, which is one of the oldest commercial routes in the country, that has just been given, and the KfW, the German bank, is sponsoring that railway, the Kano-Maradi rail. We're also looking at the Lagos-Calabar rail, and these are some of just the rail routes. In every state of Nigeria today, we have a major road project. Practically 16 years after the Lagos-Ibadan expressway was abandoned. We are dealing with that today, and we're building that Lagos-Ibadan road practically every day today. That's a major road out of the commercial nerve center of Nigeria. At the same time, agriculture. In the area of agriculture, barely 5 years ago, this country was importing $5 million of rice every single day. Today, we're down to 90% less. We're producing 90% of the rice that we consume, and we're importing only 2% of what we used to import. At the same time, we are doing there are other forms of produce. Sorghum, for example, is fast replacing barley. We're also in cashew and practically every other area. Agriculture in Nigeria today has certainly gone up in leaps and bounds. I hope we'll have time to talk about that later on. We have the social investment policy, possibly the largest ever in the history of our country. 500 billion is what we're investing in every cycle. Under the Empower scheme, we're employing 500,000 graduates, and the 500,000 graduates are in every single local government. At the same time, we have the homegrown school feeding program. 9.2 million children are fed every single day in 26 states of Nigeria. We have what is called the Government Empowerment and Enterprise Scheme, which is a microcredit loan. We have market money, which is for small businesses, and then we have the trader money, which is for the petty traders. So far, we've done about 1.4 million petty traders and market people in all. At the same time, under that same SIP, we have the conditional cash transfer scheme, taking at least 400,000 people so far out of poverty.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back again on top. As it is hot, my country good people, we stay on top of the matter. We still talk about all the matters we work pass on Friday for the vice presidential debate. And before we enter inside that small chinkly break, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is just talking. Oh, pass, but could they touch lights and one by follow all the claims and when he makes. So before we go for inside that small break, or before we go play the video, we'll talk about how Yemi Osinbajo make a claim, say Nigeria, they produce 90% of the rice where they consume. We watch them there when he talk up and say we they import only 2%. I feel like make you react to this claim from our current Vice President Yemi Osinbajo.
Oh, I wish we are producing 90% rice in this country. I think it would have doused the hunger level in the country. I don't believe what he said was well thought out. That's a man whom I believe is distinguished. You know, if you look at all of them, all the candidates, well-read, articulate, exposed, experienced, and at times I pity some of our leaders, how they get there and suddenly get themselves enmeshed in the dribbling that we have faced or received from, so to say, the leaders. Osibanjo, we all know when his boss is out of the country, he does some special things, very resounding and rewarding things in the system, basically, administratively, politically. But unfortunately, he's not the number one. And I see him struggle to defend the government and what the government is trying to achieve or has achieved. I also pity him when he dishes out, you know, percentages to what the government is doing and what they have not done.
Right.
You give 1 million for something.
1.4 million.
1.4 million market traders or something, loans, soft loans. In a country of almost 200 million people.
Trader money.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Trader money.
It's a shame.
Okay.
It is not worthy of him saying it on a national TV.
Okay, make we move to the next claim where you also make for inside that debate. He said government don't make efforts to develop small and medium-scale businesses. You agree with that claim?
I want to see them now, because for me to agree, I need to see things. Now, my domain is River State. I want to see those small and medium, you know,
scale business.
But to an extent, we could see, say, maybe waiting Oshibanjo talk about this small and medium scale businesses, maybe somehow some truth there inside. If we look at, say, the government, for instance, don't design a lower tax rate of 20% applicable to small businesses in manufacturing, agriculture, and mining within the first 5 years of business. And also, for April this year, the federal government also initiated one startup program where they decide to build entrepreneurial spirit for inside youth and prepare them for self-sustaining. Aside that one, the Bank of Industry and Bank of Agriculture, they also get different schemes them where they don't line up for enterprising youth where wish to create jobs and we need capital too. These ones them are the things that we don't even see all this period. Although many of the Nigerian youth then complain saying it is somehow difficult to access many of these initiatives, but it actually they work and then they actually set them up.
Let us get things in perspective.
Okay.
Bank of Industries and all these other things have been existing before the government, this government came into power.
But when they talk of these schemes where they make...
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Because he did, listen to what he said. He said they have created, am I correct?
Okay.
Small and middle scale businesses. He is not talking of percentage reduction of taxes or what have you. That's not what he said. He said they have created. But if he's telling us that because of the reduction in taxes and what have you, other charges, some small and medium scale industries have started emerging. We want to see the emergence of those industries or those small scale industries. We want to see them live, not on paper, not on TV. Now, that is one. Two, perhaps you didn't even get, because you're telling us, market people are very noisy people. If this government has affected some market people in this state, for instance, because I only have to refer to Rivers State first, where I belong. If it is like that, we would have all heard it. Because market people, a little thing given to them, they will jubilate. What happened at Kaduna Street? We all heard. I was in Feno at the market. Oh, before you know, the people are singing. Governor Wike did this or that. I am not, when we hear something, it cannot be, when you do things like that to people, it cannot be hidden. Are you getting what I'm saying? It may have not been covered properly.
Okay. Make we also move forward to see or another claim where you talk about 500,000 graduates, and also 9.2 million children where they feed every day for inside Nigeria. I'd like to get your reaction.
We have heard about school children being fed. Are you getting what I'm saying? But I still want to authenticate it. I want to ascertain whether this thing is going on in all the schools. It will be a disservice and a misnomer if it is happening in some schools and it's not happening in other schools. Okay. Because everybody is a Nigerian and is entitled to it, whether private or public school.
Okay.
You cannot come and lay claims that you have done this if you say it's public school and private schools are excluded. Those people attending the private schools, are they Nigerians or they are Biafrans or wherever they come from? They are Nigerians, am I correct?
Yes.
So whatever is good for the goose is also good for the gander. You cannot claim anything if you are already segregating. That's number one. Two, 500,000 graduates
yes.
employed where? What level of job are you employing? Listen, even when there is so much unemployment, I find it difficult to accept any kind of job that is not going to reflect my background, my educational background, and knowledge and experience. You give a mechanical engineer.
Sharply honorable and time may not really dey in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Wetin somebody like you go fit talk differently from wetin they all the candidates they just talk just now. In 20 seconds, sharply.
Certainly, give me an opportunity to be the next governor of Rivers State 2019. And I tell you, my first 100 days, that people make so much noise when they are there 100 days. We will not make noise, but we know that we are going to move a lot of the unemployed to the employment market.
Thank you.
And then we'll create also industries, cottage industries, not all the local government. And when these children are very well educated, good education, good health, you will see it.
Go well. Thank you well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all on top of the Honorable go for bar break, and I want to say big thank you to our Ogbonge guest, Honorable Ibibote Tamuno Owunari, IB, will be governorship candidate, National Democratic Liberty Party, NDLP, for Inside Rivers State. Thank you all for coming through, sir.
God bless you.
And now for here we go for bar break on top. Una bye-bye. Tomorrow we go collide again.
And people would already overstay our time. Una bye-bye.